welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, January 18, 2022. I'm just going through this, and I just want to read this to you. Michigan's Matt Weiss put on leave amid policy investigation, and it says, report of computer access crimes.
Oh, he's always changing grades?
I think he's watching some videos or some stuff that he
I was trying to think like he was trying to help some of his players who want,
might be that too.
The better ones in the classroom who are probably like stellar athletes.
Yeah, there's a couple things that's going on. There's a couple things you could try to guess what he was doing with that.
That's a little wild.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
Like,
you can see Todd's in here and all blue today.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry, I was telling guys a little late. I was brushing my hair. It's hard to maintain this thing on high tide. Easy when it's low tide.
Pedro's in the back. We are here. Just another week. A long school day, but it's all good. We here. NFL playoffs is here. And man, gonna go through these playoffs from over the weekend, and there was some games and some stuff that happened. But first, we're gonna talk about Monday Night Football, and I've been saying it all year that Brady should have went home. And Monday night, you know what he looked like? Looked like an old man. Looked like an old man, and the young team was just too fast for him because anytime he dropped back, it was like within 2 seconds, he's just throwing the ball to the ground because he was about to get laced, and it was, yeah.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of analysts talk about like Brady throwing the ball 66 times and how he's not going to do anything when you throw the ball that many times. I feel like they might have stolen from some people over here. Because we definitely talk about if you throw the ball a certain amount of times, you're basically wasting your time playing the game. And they just basically seemed like that was his last hurrah. Me personally, just because I've never seen a man throw the ball that much. And then in a playoff game of such severity, and granted, kudos to the Cowboys and Dak. Dak had the game that everybody has been expecting in these moments. So I'm just happy for Dak. You know what I mean?
Brady just looked old. Yeah. He looked old. He looked like an old man. He looked like the game was too fast for him. The defense was too fast for him. He just looked like an old man. That's pretty much it. And this has been the Bucs all year. I mean, I thought they were, they might do one last hurrah, because Dallas in the playoffs, they're always susceptible to have one of these letdowns in the playoffs, but they did it. And the Bucs played like the team that they've been playing like all year. I mean, yeah, not a good football team.
You can give them, I thought, the Bucs would have better showing than this, just because they're the Bucs. They have a decent team.
They're home.
Yeah, they're home. But just the play calls, you only rushed the ball 12 times. That just shows you already packed it up. You was ready for Hawaii before you guys left the house. You was already talking to your wife about plans before you guys left to go play the game. That's how it looks like to me.
They was ready for the golf course down the street from them.
And in Dallas, to rush the ball 35 times, they're rushing down your throat, pause. But they made it a point to utilize the ground game.
This was Dallas. This was the best all-around game that we've seen Dallas play in a while, especially the way we've seen them, how they ended the season, how bad they were playing towards the end of the season.
I actually caught a good amount of this game, even though I was trying to avoid it. It's just unavoidable.
Oh yeah, I stopped after 18.
They was trying to look for it at the gym. They was everywhere. So I said, let me just put it on. But the Cowboys were looking like they were playing at a whole different speed.
Yeah.
The team completely, like they were amped up, and I think the Buccaneers were just ready to just call it a season, just because, for one, you got a lot of winners already on that team that won from the Super Bowl. And then they're like, you know what? This ain't our year. You can just fail in the air. The whole world knew it.
Yeah, and then I've been hearing that they might fire Byron Leftwich, which is kind of stupid because it's kind of like, I mean, don't try to make him the scapegoat. Y'all were not a good football team.
And he is the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, you can make that excuse if it's a young quarterback that's still trying to find its way and whatnot. But a guy who's barely going to be here for he might not even be here next year. You're really going to fire a guy that could maybe improve another quarterback who comes in, just because the quarterback you have is kind of set in his ways, and you guys don't utilize him the way you should.
Yeah. Well, but if they fire Leftwich, that's just you're gonna look at them like, really, come on now, stop it. But Bucs are out. Dallas moves on to the divisional round. They'll take on the 49ers, which is going to be an interesting matchup. All right. The biggest upset of the weekend, well, was the Minnesota Vikings losing to the New York Giants. And you've always, I've always been telling you about Kirk Cousins, and you're always just like, yeah, but you're always on the fence on Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah,
and me, I'm on the other side. But this game, 4th and 8, and you throw a 3-yard out on 4th and 8 with your season on the line. You don't even look at your top receiver at all. You throw it to the tight end.
I don't know, man. I'm going to start calling Kurt Cousins Bruce because he let me down. Whatever Queen say in that song.
Stealing all that money, too, man.
Like, nah, but that's the first thing came to my mind. Don't let me down. Bruce. But, nah, man. Giants, they came to play.
Definitely.
They did what they really, they did what they did in the beginning of the season. They utilized the running game.
Yeah.
They realized that Barkley is one of the premier running backs in the league. Mm-hmm. And, Jones is a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
When he's not asked to do too much. So what they did was they asked the man who is is less, I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. But Daniel Jones, it's the biggest thing from him on this game. 0 turnovers.
The higher percentage running the ball compared to throwing in the air.
Yeah.
Based on your personnel.
They even had Daniel Jones running the ball 17 times.
Yeah, he ran the ball more than anybody.
which is interesting. One of them sneaky athletic dudes, but no turnovers. Got the ball to the playmakers. And yeah.
And too, in the playoffs, you have to surprise some people sometimes. You don't always have to do a trick play. You might just have your running back who's mobile, but he's not known for running that much, run more than usual.
Yeah.
Not like Lamar Jackson, which is the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also too, the Giants well balanced. They had 28 first downs, 11 rushing, 15 passing. So they were just making way more plays than Minnesota was.
And I think I saw a stat. That said Justin Jefferson was targeted once in the 4th quarter.
I can see that.
Just once. And I don't care who you have defending that guy. You could have 3 people on him. Throw the ball in his direction. Sometimes you got to force the issue.
Yeah, especially games like this, playoff games, win or go home. And when you have offensive weapons like Minnesota has, there's no reason why you're only scoring 7 points a quarter.
There's no reason why you started off well, then everything was kind of fading. Like the offense kind of fading. It was getting away from stuff. It looked like a team that was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And the Giants looked like a team that had something to prove, which Minnesota should have looked like a team that had something to prove because the whole year everybody's been doubting them because they don't trust their quarterback. And then when your quarterback is 4th and 8, you throw it a 3-yard out to your tight end for the game on the line. Check down Kirk stealing all that money. And this is what they pay you for in the playoffs to make plays. And but
yeah, it's unfortunate.
They were saying this is the Giants' first win since that boat picture. First playoff win since that boat picture.
Wow, man.
They ended the curse.
Huh? Man, people hold on to everything, huh? Jesus.
Legit, every year when they make the playoffs, they always put up the Giants haven't made the playoffs or haven't won a playoff game since this picture was taken.
Well, glad they got rid of that one.
All right, Sam Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, slow start, but it seemed like in the second half they completely woke up in the game and they just started doing whatever they wanted to Seattle. Because I left the house, it was the 49ers were up 17-16. And then the next time I checked the score, it was like 38-16. I'm like, well,
what San Fran did, they treated Purdy like Garoppolo.
Excuse me? Did you say Sam? It's actually Brock. Go Purdy. Go Purdy.
But appreciate that. But yeah, they treated Purdy like
Sam Purdy. That's funny. We should call him Sam Purdy.
That's what you're saying, right?
Well, what? I don't know.
I'm correcting you, Mukala.
Oh, I said Sam.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Oh, I thought I said something wrong. All right, well, like I was saying, no, they treated Purdy like Garoppolo, as in like they utilized the running game more. They needed him to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Granted, he threw the ball 30 times, but they rushed the ball 33 times, and they were getting 5.5 yards a carry, which he benefited a lot, especially when you're getting 5.5 yards a carry and you getting 11.1 yards a pass. That's hard to beat.
Get it to the playmakers' hands, and it just seemed like the it seemed like in that second half, San Francisco was just like, all right, Seattle, your best defenders can't keep up with any of our skilled guys.
You see what happened in the fourth quarter, right? It was like a
dismantling.
yeah, man,
It was a dismantling.
18-point outburst.
Yeah, you just throw the ball. They just throw the ball to guys. Short yard passes turn into big gains for those guys, and that's what makes San Francisco such a dangerous team. And then their defense picked it up in the second half. They really didn't have a bad game. Their defense, they just had a bad quarter, which was the second quarter. Then they were giving up 17 points in that second quarter. Then they got it together after that. But the defense, once again, they're playing well. I think their winning streak now was like 11 games or something, or 12
Yeah,
games.
only thing I would say, like, just convert more in the red zone.
Yeah.
Only 50% is tough, especially when, like, you're going to be playing against some high-powered offenses.
Yeah.
So I don't think 3 touchdowns is going to do it for you.
You got to get touchdowns in the red zone in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got to
give
do that.
I mean, 50% is good,
Yeah.
but when you get there 6 times,
Yeah,
you need at least 4.
You got to get there. And like I said before last week, San Francisco, they've been playing the best football out of all the teams left in the playoff. So, I mean, this team is dangerous. They play defense, they run the ball, and they got playmakers everywhere. I also forgot to mention from the Dallas game, quickly as we go back, the kicker was shaving points. My man missed like 4 extra points or something.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that. I seen that meme when the dude went to the Jets office and his code name was and said he got cut. I don't know if that was real or not, but that should have happened to him immediately.
Yeah, that kicker, you go over there shaving points. They can't cut him now because it's the postseason, but if this was the regular season, they might have.
They can't just put somebody else in position on the team? Oh,
Yeah.
they got to stick with him?
all teams carry one kicker, so.
Nah, I meant like another guy on the team. Like, you got wide receivers, you got linemen. I done seen linemen kick ridiculously, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. They would, but no, they're not doing all that. But yeah, he got to get his act together. San Francisco hosting Dallas. This is a rematch of last year's playoff game. San Francisco went into Dallas and won that one. So, and there's like there's a history between these two teams as far as playoffs and all that. So it's like the NFL is like, thank God, because this is ratings gonna be through the roof because those two fan bases travel like crazy. So
Yeah, because they reminisce a lot.
yeah. Well, at least one team has recently made the Super Bowl a couple times, even though they lost. But most recently.
Yeah, they reminisce a lot.
The other team, they.
You know we from, brother.
And the the Los Angeles Chargers did Los Angeles Chargers things. This dude had all these stats, and I told him he should have just wrote down the Chargers suck because that's what happened. You're up 27-0.
Yeah, I forgot
You turned them over 4 times, I believe, in that first half. 4 interceptions was thrown by Trevor Lawrence. I think they had a total of like 5 or 6 interceptions. I'll double check right now. And you still managed to lose the game. The floor is yours.
I mean, when you can't capitalize on a team that throws 4 interceptions, and it's Jacksonville, they're just learning how to win. They tried to lose this playoff game the best way possible.
In the first half, too.
Should I say the worst way possible, but it was the best way to try to do it. Yeah. And you still remain the Thunderbolts. The Chargers, bro.
5 turnovers, actually.
So 5 turnovers, and you're still the Chargers. You guys have some of the greatest players in NFL history, and you guys can never get it done.
I'm just looking through these numbers.
And they always lose in like the first round. Wow. You know what I mean? It's never a good loss for them.
Yeah.
They never lose where they need to lose.
So let me go down these numbers for you. Let me go down some of these numbers for you. The Chargers, 8 for 17 on first down, which is like 49% around there. That is not bad at all. They had 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. They went 3 for 5 in the red zone. Not bad. They had the time of possession. They had the ball 5 more minutes than the Jaguars, 32-39 to 27-21.
They couldn't run the ball.
And that's what I was getting to.
And you only give the ball to Eckler 13 times. The man scored twice.
And the man is a yard gainer. Anytime he touches the ball, he gets positive yards.
He's like a young Darren Sproles. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He like him. Like he's automatic yardage. But once again, the Chargers will always remain the Thunderbolts.
Well, we gotta give a lot of credit to Trevor Lawrence too, because you throw 4 interceptions. Most quarterbacks, it's like, oh man, most quarterbacks would just like be flustered and out of their game.
Did
He
we
just came
pick
back.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, we did pick Jacksonville.
Yeah, so we had all the confidence in Sunshine.
We did.
We had all the confidence in Sunshine,
Yeah,
bro.
and like a lot of young quarterbacks, if they had a first half like he did, they would just they'd crumble and fold and stuff. But he just came back out there, pretended like it wasn't nothing happened,
Because the culture is almost completely shifted.
Yeah.
Almost. It's getting. I mean, because they almost try to keep it the same.
Yeah.
So it's almost shifted.
And you gotta give a lot of credit to Doug Peterson too. One thing I give him, he ain't scared. It was like a 4th and 1 or something like that, and they had to go for it. And he drew up a crazy play that got them the first down. It was like a 20-yard gain or something like that.
Couldn't show it on the monitor. That would have been dope.
They'll see it out. They'll see it.
Oh, okay.
We can't see it, but the audience will see it.
I want to see it.
But yeah, and so you got to give a lot of kudos to the Chargers getting that win, and yeah, as you said, it helps build the culture, and the guys that made play were all guys that they signed in free agency: Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, and Zay Jones. So Jacksonville, good job.
Dope.
Buffalo and Miami. This was do you like giving the Bills a little side eye because Tua wasn't there?
Yeah, bro, they almost lost it. They almost blew it.
A couple times.
Like, you're up big. I mean, you're not up big, but you got a 3-point cushion first half, and then you score. You got a nice little, 10-point cushion.
Yeah.
Time we won't go into the fourth.
It was like 24-34. Yeah.
And then you're like struggling like to stay afloat in the fourth quarter. Like you could just tell they were trying not to lose the game.
Yeah, they were over there just being all careful and not being aggressive as they were. And then Miami, they had a chance, but then you come out, it was like 4th and inches, you get a delay of game, and then you're not prepared.
And too, like they didn't jump on the Dolphins where they should have just because like you're playing with they play with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
The turnovers he's giving you are like, are you serious? We all seen that coming at home. So like certain things they didn't capitalize on, on a lot of these turnovers.
Yeah,
not a lot of them, on the few turnovers they had.
Yeah, and it looked like the Bills just walked into this game like thinking, oh yeah, they got a back, they got Skylar Thompson in there. He's not gonna do much to us.
It's kind of hard not to be honest with you. It's really kind of hard not to, especially when you are one of the better teams all season. And then like you said, Thompson isn't Tua. Tua is just different. Like, Tua is different, so.
Yeah, Tua way different. I just hope he's all right.
Buffalo has to remember, like, you guys are still changing your culture as well. Like, you guys have been good the past few years, but you haven't been great. So now this is the time to show the world that you're great. And it should have been this game right now. They should have won it by at least 10, 14 points.
It should not have been as close as it was. But once again, give a lot of credit to the Dolphins and just not giving up. But the Bills, playoffs, NFL playoffs is just win however way you win it and move on. But you start off. If they play the way they play again against a better opponent that's fully healthy with their quarterback, which is the Bengals, like, you don't want to do all that. And speaking of the Bengals, they were playing against. To sum up this game, the Baltimore Ravens lost this game because of a dumb play call. I don't know who decided. Well, I do know who decided to make that play call, and I was like, that person should be fired.
I thought it was Bo Jackson jumping over the pile.
Give the ball to your running back. That's what they're there for. You have running backs for a reason. Hand them the ball. And this quarterback that was in there is not Lamar Jackson. Why would you even try that? Why?
And that
was the difference in the game right there.
And then remember what happened after that. After he fumbled on the goal line, he went
98, longest play.
Casa.
I think that's the longest play longest defensive play in NFL history right there.
I mean, I know he was tired.
Yeah, he was. Mark Andrews almost caught him. Mark Andrews is pretty fast, too.
I was surprised somebody didn't catch him, to be honest with you.
Well, and in that package, they didn't have their speed guys. They had a bunch of tight ends and
But those guys aren't even used to running like that.
Yeah.
So
You got a bunch of guys that don't run the length of. They usually run like 10, 20 yards, 30 yards max.
So he was huffing and puffing. He didn't have no house to blow down.
Yeah, but that was the difference in the game right there. That was the difference. Baltimore, the Ravens defense did everything they possibly could in that second half, and then the offense let them down.
And the worst thing about it, Burrow didn't play like Burrow.
Nope.
He didn't throw any touchdowns. So you're usually gonna win the game against the Bengals. This was it.
And the Ravens running back J.K. Dobbins, he said it in a post game, or I think he said it the day after when they were doing their exit interviews and stuff. He said he feels like he should have got the ball more. He felt like he could have contributed more, especially in that position at like the 2-3 yard line. He felt like if they gave him the ball, he probably would have scored. And I don't disagree with him. He's a first round running back. He's a first round pick. He's a pretty decent running back. And he's big.
That's what you
hand him the ball.
That's what you pay running backs for. That's their bread and butter. Get those
right there, on the goal line
yards.
And it wasn't even him. The other running back too, Gus Edwards. One of them two could have got the ball, and it's just like, no, let's have our backup quarterback try to dive over this.
And we also have something called fullbacks still that are lying around the NFL. So you have multiple choices that you could have chose other than the frailest guy on the offense.
The backup. The backup. Makes absolutely no sense. But the Ravens are going home. They got a pretty interesting offseason to make because they have a quarterback that is going to be a free agent, and they need to figure out if they want to give him all that money or if they want to start all over. And you better pay that man if you want to be relevant. I'm just saying. All right. Bengals and Bills, they will be playing in the divisional round. Bengals trying to get back to the AFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. There goes your divisional weekend right there. We got Giants and Philadelphia, NFC East. Jacksonville and Kansas City. We got Cincinnati, Buffalo, and then Dallas and San Francisco. Some interesting matchups. Should be a good one. Should be interesting. So check those out. All right, we're going to go to Craig. Craig is going to give y'all a preview of the divisional round and all that, and then we're going to come back.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. It's your boy Craig, and I'm here to give you my playoff predictions for this weekend. So, let's start with Giants-Philly. Not only do you have a long-time rivalry, but a divisional matchup. Jalen Hurts, the young, talented phenom, taking his team to almost undefeated season and getting a first-round bye. And going up against the New York Giants and Daniel Jones, who have just been upsetting people and looking real good. End of the season and the playoffs, pretty much all year, have looked relatively good. But this is going to be a tough matchup for both teams. Philly's got a strong defense. The Giants got a strong front four. Both teams have really good run game, but clearly the Philadelphia Eagles take the cake when it comes to the wide receiver core. With that being said, I want to call it for Philly all day, but something tells me that the Eagles have gassed themselves out. They've given everything they have, and this might be the final nail in their coffin. So unfortunately, I have to call it for the Giants. Then you got the 49ers with a hell of a matchup against the Cowboys. Cowboys took out Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now they're looking to derail the 49ers, which unfortunately I don't think is going to happen. 49ers got the best defense in the league, Pro Bowls at every level, and Brock Purdy is playing with nothing to lose. You know, he wasn't supposed to play this year. He ain't supposed to make it to the playoffs. He isn't supposed to win playoff games, and he's been doing it. He's got nothing to lose. If he loses, there's no shame on his name. And when you got a guy like that with nothing to lose, that's where he is the most dangerous. You know, what are you gonna do with a guy who got nothing to lose and nothing but weapons? You know, and a defense that's just gonna make Dak Prescott's day just that much more difficult. So I gotta call it for the 49ers. I find it hard to believe that anybody's going to beat them. They're definitely going to the bowl game. Now, on the other side of the ball, you have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And here's the thing. I said Jacksonville was going to beat the Chargers. It was going to be an upset. Trevor Lawrence is playing some good football. He had a very bad first half, but he picked it up in the second. Their defense is making plays, and they are a team that wants to win. And let's also not forget Kansas City Chiefs giving up lots of points, more points than even the Tennessee Titans. So I think that there is a strong possibility that a team that thinks that they're already, foregone conclusion, best quarterback in the league, best coach in the league, I think that there is a high probability, I'm calling it, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Finally, the game everybody has been waiting to see, the game that you wish could have been the AFC Championship game, is Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills. And you have two of the biggest names coming up in the NFL at quarterback position. Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. Accuracy versus athleticism. And both teams stacked to the gills. Both teams have had a rough path to the playoffs. Both teams could win it all. And I gotta tip the scale to my boy Joe Burrow. His accuracy, his poise, and just that will to win. I think he's got it, and I think that it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the last possession, but I got Cincinnati, and I got them going to the bowl game. 49ers, Cincinnati, Super Bowl. That's what I'm calling it. Back to No Huddle. See you next week. Back to After Whistle. See you next week on No Huddle.
All right, and we are back. It is time for another Athlete's Corner. We had Joel Maggs. I called him Jesse during the show. Kind of hard not to, because them two talk about split image of each other.
Because one has hair,
right?
One's a rocker, one's cool, smooth.
Oh, we had him and Carlos de la Rosa. Oh man, those were good. Those were good interviews. Those guys are cool. Those guys talked about winning the state title. So check this out, and then we're gonna come back. We actually got a Celtics update. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athlete's Corner, and today we have St. Mary's Spartan state champions Joe Maggs and Carlos. What is going on? How are y'all fellas doing?
Good.
Yeah,
I'm great.
I bet. I bet y'all doing great. Have you guys just finally let it all settle in that you guys are state champs, or is it still you guys still riding that wave, or still trying to have everything from the season reflect on it?
Yeah, it still feels good to be a state champ, but the surreality of it happening kind of settled in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The other day, it was just it's just kind of surreal playing, especially playing at Gillette and then at Fenway too. All that coming in, still gotta come down and take it in.
Yeah, quite the unique season for you to play at those two sites for pretty much the last two games, especially for you for your last two high school football games to play at those two particular sites. What was that like going into each of those facilities?
Well, going to those two facilities, you're not even focused on the game really. You're just focused on wow, right now this is where I'm at. I mean, the Super Bowl's a little different. Super Bowl, we knew that we had to come out and play, but at Fenway, it was just surreal.
Yeah, it was crazy to walk on the field at Fenway. Like, honestly, I felt like it was cooler walking on the field at Fenway than Gillette, because like I've been to Gillette to watch a football game. Like seeing a football field on a baseball field was like crazy to play at.
Yeah, and it was raining too, though.
Yeah.
And you also had like an 80-yard interception in that game too. I feel like.
Yeah, like 50 yards, something like that.
50. I'll try to give you a little more credit. I'll talk this season for you, Carlos. I know this was your first season with these guys coming up here, but Jesse, I said Jesse. Jesse's his brother. Joe, my bad, Joe. Joe, for you, last year getting close, the previous season getting close, a game away. And then, what was kind of the mindset coming in when knowing that you guys, your team had a good group coming back?
Yeah, we knew we had the guys to make it to that final game, but we knew we had to like work hard to get there. We had to fill a few spots like quarterback and all that, and we had guys step up for that. And mainly it was just we struggled a little at the beginning, like figuring out our O-line and stuff. And then towards the end of the season and playoffs, we started putting everything together. And our biggest game was Rockland. I think they were the best team in our division, us and them. And that was a close battle. We ended up beating them. And from that moment on, I felt like we knew like we got the potential to win it all, and I knew that we would.
That stretch early on in the season, it was kind of still trying. You talk about filling out the O-line. It was also figuring out the quarterback because they were kind of
mixing
and matching the quarterback just to see which was. At what point did you guys know that Tyler was the guy that could help the offense?
So what happened is Aleph, who was our quarterback at first, actually ended up getting hurt. Like he tore something in his arm, so he could only play defense. And then the first game Tyler started, I think it was against Arlington I think it was, Fenwick, and then AC right after. He threw for like probably 4 or 5 touchdowns in those games, and he showed us that like he was ready to play at that level. So from that point on, it just clicked.
Yeah, definitely. Carlos, being your first year with these guys, what was the adjustment? First of all, for you, just the adjustment, just coming up here and playing.
Yeah, for sure. I played football before, but this was like I took a little break. Big adjustment was probably like getting to that line. Our line, we for sure weren't the biggest, but speed was probably up there. Like I think we had speed over most of the lines that we played. And then another adjustment was probably just like getting used to like the plays and like the coaching style. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, in that Rockland game, how surprised were you that the quarterback just tossed that ball up like that in the final seconds, given the position they were in on the field and how close the game was? Were you just like, did he really just throw this ball up like this?
So what happened, it wasn't even their quarterback. It was their quarterback got hurt the play before or something.
Gotcha.
Because our D-line got we had like 3 kids hit him. And from that, they put in one of their running backs to run a QB like sweep, which they were running all game. It was kind of hurting us. So they decided to run that, but with a fake pass to try and catch us off guard. And he was getting tackled. They got good pressure. I think he thought he had something, but I don't know. I didn't expect him to throw it. When I saw the ball in the air, I was just like,
you didn't expect them. I didn't. I was looking at the time. I was looking at the score, and I was looking at the down. And I was just like, it wasn't like it was 4th down, because that's normally 4th down, throw it up. But they had a whole another 2 down.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's like a Christmas present right there.
I know it was.
That feeling, what was that feeling like when you guys sealed that win to get to Gillette? Because I know a lot of those guys, they were still feeling from the loss to Abington that last year. What was that feeling like for everyone?
I felt like that game was like so important to us because we knew we had to get back from what happened. We were in that spot before last year, and to like watch other teams celebrate really like hurt everyone. And this year we had a lot of seniors, so we knew what we had to do. And it just felt great winning that game and knowing we were going to Gillette.
Yeah. The state title game. So they come out, they use up mostly the first most of the first quarter to get that scoring drive. What adjustments did you guys make defensively to stop them after that first drive?
As linebackers, coach was subbing us out, and now he wanted fresh bodies. I felt like the biggest adjustment we had to make was just like we knew that they were gonna come out running like the same like 4 or 5 plays out of the same like offense. So at the end of the day, we just had to it was just like battle. Just like if we knew that if we stopped them defensively, offensively this was our game.
Yeah. When the horn rang, when the clock went to struck 0, I know what was the feeling like for you guys? Because I know a lot of guys didn't even have words since they didn't even couldn't even get their words together after that game. What was your emotions after that?
It was just crazy. Like I said earlier, like it didn't even feel real. Like just being there, watching everyone celebrate, like seeing all the seniors shed happy tears and stuff. That was like the biggest part for me. Like just making sure all my guys got the ring that they deserve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, it was during the run, you guys had injuries too, not even during the season, but during the postseason. I know when Dave was hurt and he didn't play against Linfield, I know a lot of people thought you guys were probably going to lose that game and stuff because he wasn't there. Was it more sweeter for you guys to win it because other guys were able to fill in when those injuries happened and other guys stepped up? I know Ernie stepped up against Linfield. Derek stepped up a lot. Tyler made plays on defense. Was that just a uniqueness of your team?
It's just us being like a brotherhood. Like one of our best players went down, and we knew that we had guys that could fill the shoes, and we just had to execute for him really, and for our seniors, and we did it. We won the game, and then David came back and we beat Rockland.
Carlos, coming up here, playing football, just like it's a whole change for you.
Yeah.
How was it just adjusting here, getting to know new people, getting to new faces, and then also being a student athlete at a new school and all this? So what was it just like for you just to deal with all that your first year playing football?
Yeah, well,
not your first year, but
Yeah. Honestly, I think football helped the transition with all that. Meeting new friends, meeting new boys and stuff like that, and just being able to build that chemistry. Mm-hmm. That helped tremendously, like on the field and off the field.
Yeah, definitely. What is next? What is next for you? You're a senior. What's next?
I play baseball. That's my main sport. So hopefully, us at St. Mary's, we get a good run this year, and then go off to college.
All right, trying to get what would it be like 3 and 4 years if y'all win a baseball chip or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Joe, for you, what you got coming up? What's next for you?
I'm gonna keep working in the off season, try and get better, and hopefully. We got a lot of young guys next year that I think could step up, and hopefully we're able to do the same thing next year.
It's a big senior class y'all graduating.
Yeah, it's very big.
Man, before we get out of here, if you both have social medias, plug your social medias in.
Instagram is Carlos De La Rosa with the 6 and the E.
Instagram, Joel_Mags.
That's it? No. All right. Fellas, pleasure as always. Congratulations. They got to go to City Hall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They get to City Hall. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. We are out of here. All right, and we are back. Okay, we haven't talked about the Celtics in a while, so I think we're at the point where we should give y'all an update on their season and how it's going. So right now, I believe they have the best record in the NBA. Let me bring that up. They are 33-12 right now. Yes, they have the best record in the league right now. Tatum had a 51-point outburst on Sunday against the Hornets. They're playing really well right now. They got some injuries. Brown is out with an abductor. I don't know if you ever had an abductor injury before, but
Is it ab? He tore it or like ruptured it or something?
something like that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want that.
It don't sound good. And it seems like it's one of them injuries you just can't
Yeah,
you got to let it heal.
You can't even stretch, I don't think.
Yeah.
You got to, like, what if you yawn?
Yeah.
You can't even control your body when you yawn. Or when you stretch. Your whole body going to do a spasm. So good luck, man. Good luck, man.
Get back into it. And the guy you talked about was a big addition, Malcolm Brogdon. He's really been playing well. Robert Williams came back. It's like now they're defensively they're playing a whole lot better. And it's like every time he's on the court, just good things happen. I don't know why. Every time he's on the court.
Which one?
Robert Williams.
Yeah.
Every time he's on the court.
Because the big is almost, extinct in regards to, like, defensive bigs and guys that do the little things.
Yeah.
A lot of the bigs we have in the league nowadays are just high-profile offensive guys. They get boards and stuff, but they don't do all the little. They don't do all the dirty work. Mm-hmm. So the guys on their team do the dirty work or wings or something. So with us, we have a guy that's a traditional big.
Yeah, and then Brogdon the other night came out in his first start. He had 30 points. He put up 30 points, and then he's just been really consistent. And then Derek White is blocking shots.
I mean,
Derek White is dunking. Yeah, but Derek White is dunking now. He's just.
I mean, he's not no small guy.
He's not, but he was it. I was like, the dunking. I'm not surprised. It's the blocking. It's the blocking of the shots because he's blocking big men too. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what he do or what. He must have watched the finals film or something.
He might have to pee in a cup soon.
You see, Josh said he been tested 6 times.
Been testing anybody that does something incredible. Like, it's all testing. Like, bro, just appreciate greatness and expect it to happen. Like these guys are the best athletes in the world. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Did they test Kobe with the 81?
Yeah, give it by the end of the week. They're going to be tested.
Like, this is ridiculous here. Like,
I saw a stat too. There was like there've been like 102 40-point games this season by individual players.
I mean,
it's just up.
But the thing is, the league made it this way. They want all this high-profile, high-level scoring. So why are you testing these guys a day after? Like, that's an insult. You can't catch them like 2, 3, 4 days. Like, hey, you've been playing quite well the past couple of days. Like, but
yeah, they be making it too obvious, right?
You might just have them pee after the game.
Oh man.
Not the next day, right after the game. Dude, that was incredible. Here you go.
Facts. All right, let's go to our coaches and player interview segment of the program. All right, first up, we got Malden Catholic head coach John Walsh. They defeated St. John's Shrewsbury yesterday by 12 points. They are 11-0 on the season right now. They're ranked number 1 in Division II right now. So they got a good team over there. So check this out. Coach, 11-0 right now. You guys, as you said, battling some injuries. Started off slow in that first quarter. Then you guys got it going. It seemed like it was just like it was like an up and down with them. As far as focus.
Right. So they just obviously tried to muck the game up, slow it down, and it felt like they just tried to hang around, steal at the end, and we gave them that opportunity because we scored I think 4 points in the third quarter. We got off to a slow start, and like you said, we're battling injuries. Not having Roger, Abe, DeMonte and stuff like that. And Ben Howard battled through something today, so that was huge. So we were happy with that, and I'm just proud of the kids because they're 11-0, and they're trying to prepare for a state tournament run hopefully down the road, competing in the Catholic Conference, which is always tough. So I'm just really proud of them. I really am.
And there's so many expectations coming in with this team, with the success of last team. How have these guys not let the success of last year block their minds?
I don't think. I mean, that's a great point. We're very, very young this year, as far as playing experience goes, and I think that they're not even thinking about last year. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole separate team. With Tony gone, KC gone, Jamari gone. So just one step at a time. Kids like Ethan Treese is stepping up, Matt Gaffney is stepping up. So I'm really proud of them.
And lastly, how have you liked the progression from you guys first started to we're getting to that point of the season, positioning and all that? How do you like the progression?
I was happy. I was really, really happy because the kids care. They want to win, and they're resilient. Things don't go well in the third quarter, but they find a way to hit a big hoop, defend, take a charge at the right opportunity, the right time, and get us a victory.
We are back. Quickly, I don't know if you have experienced this or seen this, but when you're in a game and you done messed up on the court and you get subbed out because you you know you messed up and you about to get rashed and you know it's coming. That's what I saw yesterday.
It happens every hooper.
Yeah, it happened yesterday. I was just in the background laughing because like the kid got subbed out and he was walking to the bench with his head down because he knew it was coming. And man, coach told right into him because I guess he missed a defensive assignment or something, but he was getting lit up and he was just like, and he can't even say nothing because he's just like, yeah. Those are the type of situations when you mess up and you can't say nothing.
You know what? Kudos to that young man for taking it like a young man or like an adult. Just because a lot of these kids, they want to play these sports and be good at things, but they have no accountability at all, and they try to blame everybody else. But it's like in order to improve, you have to acknowledge your faults and work on those.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah. Yep.
So kudos to that young man.
Definitely. Play a good game too. Anyways.
That's dope.
I thought. Next up, we got Winchendon Prep head coach Kevin Kehoe. They played Tilton. They beat Tilton on Sunday. Good game.
All right, Coach, you guys came out here. You guys got the victory. What was working for you guys? It seemed like you guys are really flowing offensively.
Well, flowing may be a way of putting it, but what we try to do is we try to up-tempo the game. We bought into speed wins, and if we can force the other team to play and shoot the ball at the speed we want to, we think we got a better chance of winning.
Defensively, it seemed like you guys really took them out of their game early on. It took them a while to find their offense. So what did you guys do to kind of get them out of their rhythm early?
It's all about pressure. You know, this game's become such an analytical game about shooting threes and everything. Sometimes if you force a kid to play fast and he goes in for a layup, best he can do is 2 points. So early in the game, we want to get them running like that because it will take them a longer time to get set in their offense.
All right, and we're getting into the meat part of the season, this basketball season. What's the improvements that you see from the team from the start of the season to this point of the season?
Good commitment to playing a style. You know, it took us early in the year to figure out what we were. Now I believe we're deciding what we are. Now what we got to do is get better at it every day.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we are back.
So childish.
Next up, we got Worcester Academy guard Kayvon Mulready. So he actually committed to Providence last week. He's a junior right now.
Yeah, he's smooth.
Committed to Providence. I asked him about it. He said it's easier to play now that you got your commitment out of the way because it's not in the back of your head no more. He's like it's much easier. He's like I don't gotta worry about that no more. I just gotta go out there and ball.
You get to avoid a bunch of people now.
Yeah.
Once they know you're committed,
Yeah.
they let you be unless you change your mind.
Check this one out.
All right, Kayvon, man. Quick work for you. Not that much time. It seems like you guys did all your work earlier in that game. It seems like you guys are really clicking together. It's just that you guys can get better.
Yeah. Since the summer, next time camps together, chemistry was there even before we even knew each other. But this is probably like 14th game right now. The chemistry has gotten better. I won't be surprised if it gets even much better when the playoffs come around and the next couple weeks come around.
Offensively for you, what got you going? It seemed like you kind of threw that early and just kept rolling from there.
Yeah, no disrespect, but the team we were facing wasn't like same competition we usually play. Before the game, it looked like we weren't really focused and locked in. I wasn't locked in, but my coach talked to me and I knew I had to set a tone, so.
Quickly, Marcia, just talk about how this team has been playing up to this point. What's been working at this point because we're getting right into the heart of the season.
Yeah, few guys, a couple new guys. We were trying to like get our own during the beginning of the season. Passing was there, but not that much. The unselfishness has gotten way better. Move the ball. We actually like enjoy having fun and getting our teammates more points. Yeah, it's honestly just the fun that we're having is making us way better.
And honestly, how much easier is that? You got some commitment out the way. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How much easier is that for you now that you got that out the way? You can just focus?
Yeah, now I'm really just balling. Of course, I gotta have the same energy and everything, attitude, but now I'm just having fun and a lot of pressure off my shoulders.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
we are back. Next up, we have Vermont Academy guard Josan Sanan. He had 38 points against Bush Academy. Bush started off well, and then I don't know what happened in the second half. But, yeah. Well, I actually do know what happened in the second half. This dude went off. Clack, 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 clack. Check this out.
All right, man. First half, you guys kind of started off slow on offense. Only had 33 points. So, man, you got it going in the second half. What did you see? What did you see in the second half of your defense that made you get your offense going?
Yeah, something about me, something I need to work on is getting hot in the first half. Second half, I see the game better. You gotta adjust to how they're playing defense and stuff. So yeah, I'll get to my spots and all that.
And what did you guys do defensively? It seemed like once you guys got it rolling on offense, you created a 10-point lead. What did you guys do to slow it down?
We went. Our defense is called green, so that's switch everything. And they were all shooting, making shots from the corner. So we had to fan out from the corner, let the guy drive in towards the paint, and guard the corner. The first half, all the points was off corner threes. So we just had to keep them from scoring corner threes.
And everything is just working for you guys in that second half. You see you guys winning the sets, everything is just going for you guys.
Yeah. Especially with big man TK. He's a good priority to our defense.
How have you guys grown through this season? We're getting to the big part of the season. How have you guys have grown since the first game until this point of the season?
Offense. Our offense has grown real well. But we're really good on defense too, though.
Alright, man. Congratulations on the win.
All right.
All right, and we are back. Last but not least, we have Winchendon 6'8" big man Bilal El-Shakari. Yeah, he had a good game, 17 points. Bully down there, too.
Alright, man. You guys got the win today. It seemed like your size is really advanced. Is that something you guys saw early on that you guys had the advantage on the inside?
Yeah, I think we coming out, we just realized as the game, we getting warmed up, getting to see the defenses and stuff, we realized we're a little bit more on the athletic side and got to going inside, pounding inside, but also playing zone, so we had to actually put a little bit of pressure inside and then kick it back out, so that's what we saw early on.
Yeah, it seemed like when you guys kicked it back out, the guards and the shooters did a good job of knocking down shots. And just a result of good offense and making the shots that they normally make.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like our shooters can also be a lot better at times as well. So we have a little bit of a consistency when it comes to our percentages, and we're able to knock down shots.
What's the growth level of this team from the start of the season to this point of the season?
Well, that's a lot to talk about because we started off as a lot of individuals. Obviously, we have more of our starting five and all the guys coming up to make more of a scoring type of team and have a lot of scorers. So everybody had to adapt to a role, and some people have to give up shots, some people have to give up minutes, some people have to do this and that. But all around, we just understood what everybody has to do. I appreciate it.
We are back. Time for some highlights. Back to the highlights from the BABC Prep Classic over the weekend. Worcester Academy versus Masters. Well, look at these highlights. And we are back. Next up is Bush Academy highlights against Vermont Academy. we are back. Last but not least, Winchendon versus Tilton. Check this out. We are back. Top 10 players from the wild card weekend. And then we're going to give our game picks. And then we're going to get out of here. right, and we are back. Oh, high school basketball. St. Mary's is playing Burke tonight at Burke. I was going to go to that game, but it's going to take me forever to get there. So
Burke's good, right?
Yeah. They're good. It should be a good one. St. Mary's defeated Randolph at Emmanuel College over the weekend. Last time I saw Burke play, their coach had COVID, so he wasn't coaching. A couple of their players had COVID, so they were shorthanded. I don't know if they're back. This was last Thursday, so I don't know if they're going to be back for this game, but we'll see. Lynn English went. They're 11-0.
As expected.
Right, I ain't even gonna tell y'all the score. Y'all could go find the score. I'm not gonna tell y'all.
Who they play?
Chelsea. Classical lost to Somerville. Lynn Classical boys lost to Somerville. Lynn Tech, they're 8-2. They won yesterday. 2 more wins, and they'll be in the postseason.
Dope.
Lynn English girls, they won. They beat Chelsea. That's another one. I'm not even gonna tell y'all the score. St. Mary's girls, they defeated Newton South yesterday as well, and Kip Academy defeated Salem Charter yesterday.
Let's go.
All right. Time for our picks. All right, divisional round, Saturday's slate of games. The first one is Jacksonville at Kansas City. Yeah, I'll go with the Chiefs.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just blanked out just now. And then I heard them 2 names, and I knew exactly what you're talking about. Kansas City, bro. What are we talking about here?
New York Giants at Philadelphia Eagles. NFC East rivals.
Oh, I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles. If the Giants pull this off, I'm like, kudos to them, but right now I'm going to go with the Eagles. Bengals at Buffalo.
Go. Bengals.
You going with the Bengals?
Yes, I am.
All right, here's where I'm going with the Bengals. Has no reason to do with this matchup. Some of my friends are from Cincinnati, and they're diehard Bengals fans, and they always getting on me for never cheering on for them and rooting for the Bengals for them, or So I'm just for them. I'm gonna pick the Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals because something was off in Buffalo, and I don't like it.
And then lastly, the last game of Wild Card Weekend is Dallas at San Francisco. Of course, this will be the last game of Wild Card Weekend.
I got Dallas.
You got Dallas?
Yes, I do.
I'm going with San Francisco because San Francisco matches up with every single team in this playoffs very well. So I'm going with San Fran. All right. We came to the conclusion of our program. That is it for today. Make sure you check us out. Lynn Community Television on Facebook. Lynn Community Television YouTube channel. LynnTV.org is the website. LCTV After the Whistle, Instagram. Mr. Burn 23, Instagram. Mukala K, Instagram. Check us out. We'll be back next week. We're going to have Stevie on, not next week, but a week after when the championship games are all done. So he'll be back on. I don't think we got to get on him for any bad picks that he made. Right? Did he make bad picks last night?
Nah.
It was just that one time.
I mean, he said multiple wrong things. It's a new year. Get the clean slate.